No, no, I was 17 minutes off. You're kidding me. Welcome to part 2 of a 2-part series. This is the second episode, and therefore if you've not seen the first, nothing will make sense. Go back. Go back now before it's too late. I'm serious. There's only one way out. We started off on the wrong foot here. We sadly had to take the L on the last run, and that's something I'm not particularly unfamiliar with. And I know I was going off of memory, but it really felt like we had something here. No! I shut the game off for the night and decided to go over my routes. Writing down puzzle solutions, codes, and optimizing getting from A to B, and then reevaluating if it's even possible to salvage the run from the first save, rather than starting from scratch. After crunching the numbers, I believed it was possible. So here we go, popping back into the janitor's closet, club key in hand, and the large gear across the map. I decided here that I should get the Magnum before getting into the sewer and skipping out on the optional part that increases the Magnum's damage. If you recall, our goal is to first go around to the east side of the station, avoid the liquor, get the jack lever, and cross the very precarious choke point up to the 3rd floor library, move the bookshelves, cut across the balcony, grab the gear, bring it back, solve the puzzle, grab the parts, and head to the pub, and wait for all this to blow over. Damn, man. Again? Not too much was different about the start, though it was way easier said than done. This probably being the section that I restarted the most, because, remember, I have to perform this perfectly. I have to do this, the sewer section, then the G2 boss fight, and then the lab where if I died at any point, well, I wouldn't be very happy. The main difference now is that after solving the gear puzzle, instead of heading back to the sewer, I would go through the enemies and around Big Tony, down the stairs, and find the box in the interrogation room. It sounds fine, but there's one issue here. If Big Tony's walking around, and he will be, then he's not going to be happy either. Now, this isn't the end of the world. Unless you're an absolute imbecile like I was, you can just run past him here. This actually functions like a shortcut to get back to the main hall very quickly and be well on your way back to the STARS office to grab the Magnum. Once we have that, we head down to the sewer once more with a new plan. We will bring 2 grenades, the handgun, and ammo. Head down the sewer to this spot here and bomb these zombies as they are the run-enders that we remember from last time, and we need them to be down for the count. If one survives, which happens to me almost every time, shoot him from a distance. Once he's down, grab this grenade and hold onto it to protect yourself from the big boys downstairs. Run past this guy as he comes out of the pipe and... oh no, I forgot the turntable key! Oh, it's all gone awry. This has all gone horribly, horribly wrong. Okay. You gotta be kidding me. Not gonna lie, this broke me a little. How could we perform such a perfect blitz through the station only to blow it with the dumbest moment in the run thus far? From here I would proceed to fail several times over and over again until I finally got it right and caught back up to the sewers. Again, not the cleanest run, but it's not that bad either. We blitzed through the sewers quick and clean. Actually, well, not really clean, but certainly quick. And then we get stun locked on G2, once again ending the run short. You're telling me... oh! Dude, I never... oh, my patience was dwindling, let me assure you. Another several attempts until I make it back, once again. Please free me from this hell, I beg of you. We beat G2, and thank God I make it back to the lab. Considering how optimally we've been playing the entirety of the second half of the station and the sewer section, I had faith that we made up enough time to not worry about the time I potentially wasted. The lab being relatively straightforward, and with codes in hand, I easily was able to solve the puzzles, unlocking the doors before arrival and progressing very quickly. I got everything I needed and then made the 3rd dumbest mistake of the run. When getting the bracelet key, I only brought 1 secondary. Great. I'm so glad they stayed right there. Rage consumed me. I had plenty of secondary weapons, but for whatever reason, I decided I didn't want to waste them, so I didn't bring any safeties. If you've been following along, you know where that puts us. This entire runback is so burned into my brain now that a CAT scan would likely reveal the entire map of the RPD. All of these attempts and retries make me sloppy and short-tempered. I've been making more and more mistakes, but each one fills me with even more determination. This brick wall that I've been ramming my forehead into repeatedly is starting to crack. Either that, or I'm beginning to resemble Ben.
Oh my god.
I got back through everything, and this time my girlfriend was reading just next to me. I knew that I couldn't fail, not while she was present. I would lose all of my cool gamer street cred on what an awesome gamer boy that I am. We saved the game before G3. This time, feeling confident that I had saved enough time, I made a diversion back to the cafeteria to get the hip pouch and allow me to carry all of my weapons and heals that I possibly could in this playthrough. We take a couple of tries against G3, and once he's down, we proceed through the ending like usual. I first tried Big Tony's great and final form, and then escaped on the train. Man, it was finally over. Our time was revealed, and I sat there, staring at an A ranking. And all of that work, and such a better run, I only shaved off 3 minutes. How was that even possible? Heartbroken, I turned to my partner. "Did you beat it?" she asked me excitedly. Defeated, I collapsed into her arms with the regret of 1,000 Vaders. No. Maintaining my stoicism, I didn't cry nor complain for several minutes, and she also didn't leave me, I swear. In my lament, I knew the weekend was coming to a close and I had work the next day. Therefore, I turned off my PC and then played Helldivers with Tom until it was way too late, ultimately exhausting me throughout the following Monday. But upon coming home from work, I had renewed vigor and determination. I knew that I had learned so much about the last 2/3 of the game. Surely I could optimize the first, right? I researched my route, taking note of everything I wanted to do and when. I kept track of what inventory space I had and minimizing my routes on each trip. I would need to drop safety strats. And most importantly, I would need to get hard. I start the run anew, ready for anything and everything, physically and emotionally hardened for whatever we might face. And with all that, it's such a shame that we had such a rough start. Oh, this is off to a great start. Well, motherfucking piece of shit, why does it start me looking at those motherfucking guys? Yeah, it took me a second to get back into the start of the game, but after I was sufficiently pissed off, I did everything quickly, not perfectly. In my rush, I wasted time picking up the book at the library, and I didn't put up the planks in the first hallway either, potentially creating a deadly hazard later. I grabbed the hip pouch from the safe in the office and then the spade key. I go through the attic to the library and over the west side as per usual, dropping the book off and leaving the gem behind. Cutting through the office, grabbing what we can and giving nothing back, now is the time where we might have issues. It's my first time going through this hallway with the windows unboarded. I was scared at what we might find. What if there were too many of them and there was nothing I could do? Thankfully, all was well and most of the zombies were standing outside, waiting for my approach before entering. Thank God. This allowed me to stun the only standing one and push past. Stupidly, I once again unlocked the dead-bolted door, which I recommend again. Please don't do this. It'll help so much later. Now we hit the weapons locker and then get the shotgun and bail. We will return later for all the goodies once we have the other key. Head to the STAR's office, and I elect not to kill the licker here, simply walking by. Picking up whatever I could in the STAR's office, my goal is to loot as much as I can on my route that I can carry each time around the mansion, only going mildly out of my way for other items. Realizing this prevented me from picking up the unicorn medallion, I kicked myself just a little, but then kept moving ahead. Getting the lady medallion, I then circled to the main hall, dumped my stuff, and then grabbed the unicorn and the lion medallions. I attempt a speedrun strat against G1 Birkin by prioritizing knife usage. I got through a majority of his health before I stupidly got grabbed and messed it all up. Thankfully, it didn't take long to finish him off after that. This is also the one location I always like to loot. This kind of goes hand in hand with pretty much every boss location. It's a small interconnected area with a lot of ammo and heals, and, we can afford a couple minutes. Just like that, we're back in the garage, where the only thing I really did different here is A, not really kill the dogs unless absolutely necessary, B, only visit the gun range at the beginning for the upgrade to the Matilda and shotgun ammo, and then C, taking a lot of damage because of it. A high price to pay, but if last run's knowledge is anything to go by, it's that by the end I will have plenty of heals. Back in the station, I grab everything I need from the save room and say, screw it, boarding up the last 3 windows in this hallway because I know at some point I'll come back through here, but I'm not really, I know they burst through some windows, but I don't really know what it is. I avoid the next 2.5 zombies, and we're well on our way to the first save of a much better run. This time, I run upstairs and grab the large gear before dropping down the ladder, using 100% of my brain. This decision, and the decision of leaving the Magnum for other STARS personnel, I fundamentally believe carries this save. I will save a lot of time and effort in this next section by not needing to go out of my way for either. It's business as usual now. Kneecapping the couple outside, dumping our inventory, taking a piss, and saving the game. We finally made it back to square two. I sat here, thinking about stopping, knowing I could just pick it up tomorrow after work. I spent a long time thinking about this decision before deciding, no, 100 people are counting on me. I promised them I would do this, and I will. I unpause the game and head on out. I've done this route so many times, I know it like the back of my hand. This will take me like one try, maybe two. At least I thought so anyway. Since the library jack lever is on the east side of the hallway and it's unboarded, I now have the pressure of the liquor waiting for me, the zombies inside, and the thick boy on my back. Something that led to a rude awakening upon my return. I'm able to get enough distance from Tony in the main hall to buy me some time to walk to the club key door. There is a zombie waiting outside who will always climb in, and unfortunately, he also wants to come inside the lever room. Big Tony shows up with a zombie in tow, and I was trapped. Even after making it through with all the damage that I had taken and all the time that I had lost, I didn't ultimately last very long. Are you kidding me? Come on. Well. Failure was becoming an abusive ex. No matter what I could do, I always ended up coming right back to her. I sigh and come up with a new plan. I'll proceed as per usual, and then once in the room, I guess I'll just wait for both the zombie and Big Tony to appear. Tony did first, so I looped him Dead by Daylight style until the zombie came in, where I quickly and efficiently took care of him. Leaping through the following window, I now head to the lockers. Solving the keypad puzzles as quickly as I can, I get all the ammo and hit pouches I need, and then progress once again. Thankfully, from here on out, I perform well and the muscle memory kicks in. Get everything I need from the station on my escape, and my limitless and omnipotent knowledge comes in clutch, as the windows I boarded up were the exact windows where zombies try to break in, and I get an easy escape to the garage. I'm just that good. The only issue were the still living dogs that were bolting left and right, spiking my anxiety each and every time they were on screen. I get through them and the prison quickly and efficiently. Save the gator and escape Ada, and we're back in the sewer yet again. We make our second save, oh my god, please, and we do the poo route. All was going well, but I figured with how good the flamethrower was in G3, it must be great in G2. And it is! But I scuffed the fight. I burned more ammo than I should have, and this put me off my game. I once again died in the final section of the game, where I witnessed a scene I was becoming all too familiar with. No! No! This was the last one! No, man. Come on. I hate this fucking monster, dude. Mr. T just standing in the background like some fucking cuck. Take two, and I'm going strong, but then I realized something when I paused the game. I need to pause it for a second. I need some water. Hang on. See that it says an hour 54? That's bullshit. That confirmed my worst suspicion. Now let's look at it. An hour 10. Yep. Yep. Something that I'd forgotten. A key detail that might have been the very reason I failed the last run, despite being so much faster than the first. If you load a previous save from the pause menu, or die and then press load save, your current time carries over. The only way to avoid this is by quitting back to the main menu and loading your save. A wave of emotions fell over me. Could this be the reason why we failed the second run? What if I accidentally pressed load game over one of the saves instead of quitting to the main menu? Surely that's the reason why after all my traversal cuts throughout the sewers and through the station led me to only a 3-minute difference. What if I succeeded on the first run, technically, but I pressed load game after each death, compounding the time until I pushed it over 2 hours and 30 minutes? What I'm asking is, what if I'm not the problem? Well, regardless of that, we still gotta deal with the hand we dealt. We went through the sewers one last time with mild improvisation from a random enemy placement, defeated G2 in one of the best runs we've had, and we made it back to the lab with some very close calls with the lickers in the basement. It was damn close. But we pulled through and got done what we needed to get done. Not playing around anymore, I bring in 3 grenades, 2 flash grenades, and a knife in this section, because if I die to one more Ivy, I will completely lose it. Still getting the extra hit pouch for safety, I wanted to guarantee max ammo, heals, and secondary items for the final fight. I was confident that we would have everything we would need to succeed. G3 will be our ammo dump, yes, but that's okay, as we've proven twice now that the only thing we need against Big T is our blade and our wit. G3 goes as smoothly as my skills allow, and I confidently march to the final fight of the game. I use my shotguns against the Ivies here, as I'm taking absolutely no chances at this point, and then past them, there's nothing to worry about anymore. I can't believe we're finally gonna do it. Dumping all of our weapons, ammo, and leaving nothing but knives, grenades, and heals, I stood against the mighty tyrant, and then I proceeded to absolutely get the shit kicked out of me. I mean, I had 4 heals, and I went through every single one on this fight, and I nearly died. I can't believe to this day how poorly I performed here. I really got the stuffing kicked out of me. I barely made it. And I mean, like, it's not like this game hasn't beaten me up enough. How many times do you want me to freaking do this? Far past my bedtime at this point, my hands were shaking as if I just finished a marathon. Terrified that, yet again, I just might not make it. I will leave the closing of this video to my live reaction. I'm not risking that. You kidding me? Oh god, here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes, please. Oh! Oh! Oh, it's done. Oh, it's done. Oh my god. Oh, it's finally over. I'm so overwhelmed. Oh, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna post the full run unimpeded, but I think I want to make like a cool video that kind of like summarizes it, talks about it, kind of goes into the nitty-gritty a little bit. I don't know. 100 subscribers. It took me an entire weekend and a Monday afternoon to get this done. Thanks to everyone who routinely comments on my videos, showing their support, telling me what they want to see, engaging in conversation. Thank you so much to everybody who hits the like button, because I'm a terrible YouTuber in terms of like watching YouTube, because I hesitate to hit the like button. But nowadays, since I started making content, anything that I remotely like or like even watch all the way through, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna send that a like. If you did like this and you'd like to see more, or say you have any other ideas, please let me know. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers. Let us hope that this train continues and I get to keep making content for you guys. That'd be amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, or you want to see some Monster Hunter content, or some classic Resident Evil content that I'm working on, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. See what I got next. Or take a look at some stuff that I've worked on before. Just don't go too far back. Anyway, thanks again, guys.